was saying, attachments. Yeah, man. Will be the nighttime homes. A lot of times people don't understand, like in today's time, you have to my bad. You know, like with attachments and everything, you gotta make sure that, you know, when you building something great, people gotta have a real good reason to like it. People can't just, people have options nowadays. And that's one of, we have options. People have options. You got options from, you know, let's say clothes. You want to buy an iPhone charger? Shit, it's a million people you can buy it from at $10. It's a million different stores that got them for $10. Whether you drive to one or you go to one on the internet or somebody you know. Same thing as same thing as you know, people. Shit, you got people that like you on Instagram. You got people that like you on TikTok. You got people like you on YouTube. You got people that like you on Facebook. You got all these people, got all these options. Someone actually being into you, with them having all these options, it's only one reason, and that's for them to have an emotional connection with you. Connection. I'm just looking through this traffic. So that's one of the things you gotta realize. When you want to build a brand, building a brand is definitely complicated. But the only way you're gonna build out there. That's why people give away free stuff. You know, people get out there and be like, yo, we got free burgers. Well, the reason why they got free burgers is because they like, shit, we know that if we give away a free burger, that people are gonna say, hey, I'm gonna buy their product. You know, it was nice. They had gave us some free food. They gave us this, you know, it's an emotional attachment. That's why people say, hey, we're giving away Coats for kids, to make you listen to them, to make you buy into their brand. That was all the kind of things that people do. And I know people like, oh, that's not genuine though if you do it like that. It's like, shit, it ain't about being genuine when you trying to make money. The most genuinest thing you can do is make money. The only genuine thing you can do is make money. That's just being real. In business, there's nothing else you can do. Business, you don't need to be. It serves no purpose. It serves no purpose to be in. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be genuine. Man, that shit don't mean nothing in business. In business, what you trying to do? You trying to make some money? Well, do what you need to do. So when people have an emotional attachment to your product, that makes them buy into it. You know, that's one of the biggest things. You know, that's one of the things that I learned over time is that when I look at brands like Nike, like a lot of times Nike don't have the best shoes, but Nike has a brand so strong that people will buy it just because they want to wear it on them. They like the way the name looks. Why they like the way the name look? Maybe because it came up during a certain time. You know what I'm saying? But you say, I'm finally learning this lesson. Yeah. People get options nowadays in every which way, man. It's not like the old days. People People only had to choose between Coke, Pepsi, and water. That was it. Coke, Pepsi, water. Coke, Pepsi, the juice you make at your house. Coke, Pepsi, squeeze orange juices from your house. Pepsi, Coke, and milk. That's what people used to drink back then. Pepsi, Coke, milk, and water. Everything else was like shit. People had a choice. So when people got choices now, they don't have to go through with you no more. It's the same thing as like buying an iPhone, right? Yeah. That's like one of the first cell phones. It's like a Nokia. Now, it's all kind of cell phones. And people be like, well, why is it cell phones? Why is it all kind of cell phones? Like shit, because people always gonna always have them options when they got these cell phones, right? You got iPhone, you got the Samsungs, you got all these type of phones. You got so many different things that people can choose from. And sometimes we fail to realize that. You know, people always get options. And when people got options, well, they're gonna choose them. They're going to choose them options. And there's nothing you can do about it. I know it's kind of sounding redundant, but you have to know and understand that it's not just about having it. It's like a camera. You know, back then, I remember it used to be like iPhones. I mean, you know, the cameras, like the Canon camera, and it was Nikon cameras. That's all you had back then. And then all of a sudden, this camera called Red came out. Then Red cameras came. And after Red cameras came, you know what I'm saying? That was the norm. Then all of a sudden, you had this camera called the Ari. You know, pretty good. So that's why I tell people, like, it's a lot. It's a lot that we have to go to battle through. It's a lot that we have to fish through. It's a lot that we have to fight through. It's not just the old ways no more. You know, it's not just the old ways. We got a lot of growing. A lot of growing is going on. But that's what I just try to explain to people. It's like, you have to push hard for everything that you're doing. So it's like with me, when somebody want to work with me, I know they're not going to work with me just based off of the fact that I'm good at videos. It's a lot of people that's good at videos. It's people that's good at a lot. They like working with. It's like, are you reliable? It's like, are you reliable? That's what people be wanting to know. If I call on you to do a job, can I count on you? You know? If I pay you this hard-earned work money, will you deliver? These are the kind of things that people really want to know. Don't nobody care about, oh, you're good. No. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that people is attached to what you do. You got to make sure that people love what you do. You know? You know, that's kind of the things that, you know, I go through and see. You know, I wanna, you know, grow, but it's harder. Just like what artists I tell them, as an artist right now, you know, they like, oh, we firing everybody. They firing all the teachers, all the label people and all the people that would teach you things and people to show you. They firing all them people. So it's like, what do you do when they do that? It's like, they done fired every damn body. So it's like, what honestly do you do? You know what I'm saying? And The only thing I can think of is the only thing I can think of is they don't need their asses no more. They don't need no. They like, we saving money without y'all. We good. So when that stuff starts happening, then what do? You know? Well, you have to build. You have to push. You have to push your music. You have to do all this stuff. One second. Like, that's one of the biggest things, man. Oh, shit. My bad. I had to take my ass home. But yeah, so that's one of the biggest things. People got to be attached to what you're doing. They got to be. Because if they not, they always got other options. It's always cheaper. It's always faster. It's always something. But one thing people can't take from you, they can't take your one of one. That's one of the biggest things about life, is that you being one of one, nobody can take that from you. So you got to be willing to build that up. A lot. That's one of the things about life that I see. Is that it is harder, but it's easier. The reason why it's easier because the work relies on you. Back then, if you wanted to start a clothing line, you needed $10,000. You needed to know. You needed a machine. You needed all these things. But when you doing it now, shit, you don't need all that. You don't need a bunch of people. All you need is yourself. What's good, Grease? I gotta do some little payback edits today. Play Spotify. Oh well.